Well, welcome back to a quick visit in my vegetable garden. Well, welcome back everyone. Nothing much has been happening, but the reason I'm making this video is I've made a couple of purchases for now and some for next year. The first one is I showed you the setup I've got, my little greenhouse in a greenhouse, and it's doing fantastic. So I thought I'd come along and let you have a look at how the seedlings are going. These have all been unheated, and it's done very nicely. The temperatures haven't really got much lower than around about 10 degrees at the moment. I've was looking at using a tea light in a terracotta pot, inverted, and I've seen videos and it's supposed to do a very good job, and it wasn't doing too badly. The only drawback was any gust of wind or any little draft or anything, and the tea light would quite easily go out. So it was a bit of a pain relighting it all the time, especially if it went out during the night and I wouldn't be able to restart it. So I was able to, well, I say it's a purchase. It wasn't really, it was almost a gift. I just paid a couple of quid for it. But it was a paraffin heater. And I know what you're going to say. Make sure it's all ventilated and everything, and that's what I will do. But and you have problems with condensation from paraffin heaters, so I know all about that, keeping an eye on them. But it was about an hour ago. It's only a little one for a small area, because I only want to heat really me little greenhouse. So I purchased it, as I say, it's a couple of quid. I already had the paraffin, so that's no problem. So I thought I'd show you my seedlings as well as the heater, so we'll get straight into it. Well, this is my greenhouse in a greenhouse, and the temperature at the moment is, I'll just reset this, 13.5. I've had the door open, so it has dropped at about a degree when I first came in, but I shall open this greenhouse for a short while. As I say, I've had the heater on, and there it is there. You can see it there, it's just hanging, so it won't fall over. And I'll just show you, even if little rodents knock it, it's not going to do any damage. Now this is on its low setting. It's actually warmed up a bit, so it has gone a bit higher, but so I'll reduce it just a little bit. There you go. So it's just a tiny little heat there. There you go. As I say, I think these are about £10 or something, maybe a bit more, but I got this for a couple of quid, so well pleased with it. And one of these refills here is supposedly last 3 days of continual use, so and that's not much volume wise of paraffin, so that's doing that. And to show you how well it's doing. Zoom in on the temperature there. Now as you can see, it is 14.1 degrees when I reset it, and that's before I lit my heater. And now it's gone up a whole 4 degrees and it's now 18 degrees there. So really pleased with that. It's raised it by about 4 degrees, and that's on its low setting, which is not really chucking out much heat, but it's certainly enough for me and this little mini greenhouse to heat it or to raise it by a whole 4 degrees. I could possibly raise it a few more degrees by turning it up a bit more, but just to keep this thing ticking over, I think that'll do just fine. So yeah, so I think that's going to be a very good little buy for me and for me seedlings. And just to show you how they're getting on, because they have progressed a bit. Lovatarias looking really good. Certainly got the first leaves on, and well on the way to producing some true leaves. So that's that one, and I'm making sure this area here is kept well clear so they don't get too hot. This one is my wallflowers, and they're doing very nicely, again well developed on some of them, and some of them, like that one in the centre, is beginning to make some true leaves, so they're doing really well. The sweet sultan, I only had that one, but now as you can see there's some more starting to come now, so really pleased with them. Sweet peas in here are finally showing themselves. Good. The nemophilias are doing really well. These last video hadn't done much, but the Aquiligria, as you can see, there's a tiny little seedling starting to come through there, so they'll be coming soon. The Campanulas, as you can see, loads of them starting to germinate now and grow, so really pleased with them. Excuse the thumb. So they're working. The Physostegias, I don't think I saw anything on that one, so they're still to come. The Amaranthus, there's quite a few of them come through now, so that's good. All very promising. And again, all the others, this one is the Echinacea, and still there's only the one, but I've always had trouble trying to germinate these, so I'm pleased even just to get the one. And again, all the others really coming along, so yeah, really pleased with that. As I say, 4 degrees inside there than this greenhouse, and this greenhouse is about a couple of degrees warmer than outside. So all in all, I think you're looking at, even if the temperature drops down to approximately -5, this will still inside there be over freezing. So I think I might have just improved the chances of surviving this winter. So as well as them, the other seedlings, my veg seedlings, are coming along nicely. These are my peas, and as you can see, practically every one, there's just 1, 2, 3, 4, there's only about 4 out of about 40 there that haven't germinated. So that's doing really well. They're the Douce Provence peas, looking really healthy. Just get close to a few of them. There you go. Looking really nice. My sweet peas in the root trainers, they're all starting to show themselves now, doing well, getting more of them. Still a few more to fire. And my broad beans, these on this half are the Sutton, and they're all doing really well. There's only about one, there's one just coming through, that one, so there's only that one there that hasn't fired yet, but all the rest are looking really good. And these are my Aquadulce Plaudia, and a bit behind the Suttons, but these again are looking really good and all starting to fire now. So my broad beans doing really well. So my other purchase are seeds, and I've got a few here. Now I paid a little bit more than I would normally pay for seeds. Usually I just grow the stuff I get free from magazines, because I don't do exhibition stuff or go into competitions and stuff like that. So the stuff I grow, such as all that lovely stuff out there, that was all from magazines, and it cost me nothing for the seed. But I bought these because they're a little bit different. The tomatoes, because I've got small greenhouse, or greenhouses, 2 of them, I needed a tomato that would really do well in our outside climate. And I was going across the internet, and I saw this, and it's called Outdoor Girl, and it produces very heavy crops, as it say, but it really does well outside, particularly in our weather conditions. And of course they are superb flavour and medium to small size fruits. So that's why I got them. They were only about 150, I think, something like that. These I tried Scarlato F1s, and they're very high in disease resistance, so I thought they'd be very good for my greenhouses. This one, he's a winter hardy cabbage, a Savoy, and I'm going to give him a go for next year. And these two are the most expensive things. I wanted to try and grow some really big veg. I've tried the pumpkins, did really well, so it spurred us on to have a go at some sort of, well, what I would call routine veg, the things like tomatoes, onions, leeks, cabbage, stuff like that. So I'm doing really well this year with leeks, so I thought I'd try some more leeks, and this one is Mammoth Blanche leek. Now on Tinternet, on some websites, these were being sold for £4 odd, and I got them for £3.25, and there's 100 seeds in there, so they'll last us a while. But these produce very long, I don't know the proper term for them, but stems, and they blanch really well, hence the name. Got RHSA GM award and what have you, so I've done a little bit of research, and they are supposed to produce very, well, for me, large leeks. So I'm looking forward to having grown a pot or two of them next year. See how I get on. I'll let you show the progress. And then there's these. These are Mammoth Improved Onions. And as you can see, large golden globes, sweet flavour, may be grown to over 3 kilograms each. And get it right way, it's same price, $3.25 for 100 seeds. But yeah, again, looked on the internet and saw these, and the pictures, well, for me, they look massive. So yeah, I thought I'd give them a go for next year. And these, you're supposed to start, because they're a large onion, they've got a very long growing season. So you've got to start these off as soon as possible. And it says are best sown during December to late February. So because I'm doing so well in my greenhouse and a greenhouse, I think I might sow, I don't know, 10 of these fellas. If they do grow large, 10 would be more than enough for me. And it leaves plenty of seeds left, so if I do have any failures, I'll have plenty more seeds for next year. So you're supposed to can start them December. We are into November now, so because the greenhouse and a greenhouse is doing so well, what I thought is I'd start turning them off now and keep them in the little greenhouse, keep them protected. And obviously, if it's downers, you can sow these in December. They must be sort of quite tolerant to surviving colds and what have you. So I thought I'd give them a go. So that's it. I just thought I'd show you how my seedlings are getting on and a few purchases for well, starting. Well, some of them I'll start now, but the rest, well, onions I'll do now, and the rest I'll start next year. Well, that's it. Hope you enjoyed this video. As I say, it's just a little update. Yeah, few nice little purchases there. Starting to really sort of looking forward to next year and starting again and trying different things again. So it's all good, isn't it? So thank you for watching. Again, the usual, like, comment, subscribe, and oh yes, gladioli. When do you get gladioli to flower? Might seem a bit of a strange question. I don't think it's this time of the year, is it? Because I've grown gladioli before, and well, I've had some this year, and they flowered about 4 months ago, maybe even longer. Guess what? This weather's balmy. I'll show you. I really do think this is a gladioli, but I could be wrong, and I'm sure people out there will tell us if I am wrong, but I think this is a gladioli. And there it is. So show you the side bit. There you go. Certainly grown, from what I can remember, is a gladioli. And they are absolutely beautiful red flowers. And obviously there's going to be more appearing further up. But yeah, it's November and I'm getting gladioli. Come back to me. Sorry about the bad camera work here. So yeah, if that's not a gladioli, what is it? And if it is a gladioli, What the hell is it doing flowering this time of year? Because, as I say, I'm sure November is not the time for gladioli to flower. Anyway, I'll be off now. So see you next time in my pod garden.